I would officially like to welcome Emtee Records to a collection as we react and review and talk about yet another album cover by the baddest photographer in the game and the hardest working creative director in South J.R. freaking Echo. Who, what it do? It's your boy Taster 8 Wonder, the design pastor, your favorite creative arts lead, your pastor's favorite DJ, your taxi driver's favorite graphic designer, DIY3, Emtee's most anticipated album cover, Itrophe Izolo. We are going to be reviewing it today. Ushilo fethu J.R. Echo ukuthi you're not done for the year. We spoke too soon, and yet again I'm reviewing the album cover yakho. Yo man, we gotta love your work, bro. Do it yourself and stay broke is actually a quote which was taken from the Haters skit, which was from 2015 DIY1. That quote from it, man, I think actually kind of lays the foundation for to like do it yourself and stay broke, because you're always going to be using your own money, you're always going to spending your own resources in trying to do the great job. So now it's no surprise to me that this album cover was actually done by J.R. Echo, because when I first saw it I was kind of reminded by an album cover he did last year, which was for Unestesi's I Love It Here, which he shot and directed. It would be interesting to know, man, what was actually the concept and idea behind this album cover, because aside from the self-explanatory title, we see Mthembeni, real name Emtee, you know, surrounded by his 3 children. You've got his first son, Avery, who was born in 2015. You've got second son, Logan, who was born in 2018. And then you've got his daughter, who is actually holding Nairobi, who was born last year in 2023. So maybe the 3 of the DIY actually stands for the 3 kids. But Angazi, hey, I could be reaching on that one. But yeah, I mean, I think there is something about why we see 3 kids. So what I've actually come to notice from the little knowledge I have from reviewing Ujara's album covers this year, I've actually noticed is that what's very common about Ujara's photography style is that there's always a golden thread and a hidden message about every item you see in his pictures. Well, in the case of today, it's the album cover. There's something in graphic design we call a smile in the mind. Here are a few things that actually caught my attention about this album cover. Number 1 is the father and child portrait. You know, ultimate childhood memories has to be the iconic mother and child hanging portrait on the wall. To be honest, almost every household in the 70s and 80s all the way to the 90s had that household. So what J.R. recreated is an iconic picture with Emtee and his daughter Nairobi, and used it pops in the background. This image resonates with a lot of black South Africans, and to me it's an interesting paradox, the familiarity of the unknown. Number 2, the Turntables Record Player. The Turntable Player has 2 vinyls of Emtee's previous album, DIY1, which dropped in 2015, and DIY2, which dropped in 2018, which for me is the closest attempt to the current album cover and looks like it could have inspired this current cover. Without going into details, DIY2 has something that looks like a silhouette, and the focus point is Emtee standing but holding his son Logan, and Avery standing next to his dad in a radius lighting. So basically DIY3 could be growth and a new life with the addition of Nairobi on. With every child we get a DIY project. Number 3, the abstract mirror in the background. The mirror in the background adds a nice and meaty touch to the composition. Mirrors are generally symbolic of spiritual and psychological depth. They don't just reveal our appearance, they can reveal who we are on a deeper level. Generally speaking, mirrors represent a person's depth of soul and mind. They have the power to deeply disclose who we truly are. And having encountered Emtee, we might all understand he's not a perfect person, but he tends to receive perfect love from his fans and supporters. I personally have a soft spot for the guy, and I think he's actually a really genuine person. But I'll stop there because I can go on and on. What I did find X, which is formerly known as Twitter, actually saying this is the best artwork I have worked on in years without a doubt. I am so honored. I'm itching to hear what you guys have to say about that.